Welcome in. Saturday props review to see how much money we can make off of the prop sites and if there are any arbitrage opportunities. We're going to use the dashboard, RunGoodProps.com, a tool that was created to quickly and easily sift through hundreds, if not thousands of props and see which ones are the best to go over and put on PrizePicks or your prop site of choice. So that's what we're going to do. I mentioned it on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, that this is a day to build larger entries. Why do I say that? Well, let's start with the exact lines today. So this is taking this tool, RunGoodProps.com, takes the props from 8 different prop sites and then compares them to the lines at 7 different sports books to help you find the ones with the highest probability. Now, usually when we get here and we dejuice this, it is going to usually show, okay, we'll build 2-leg entries, and we will be able to profit off of those with a positive expected EV. We're not necessarily seeing that today. So the 2 best props on the board, Yuso Valimaki, no idea if I've said that correctly, Arizona Coyotes, over 1.5 shots on goal. That is 57.5% in terms of probability. Matt Duchene, Nashville, over 2.5 shots on goal, -155 at BetMGM. You dejuice it, it's 56%. So when we go to the calculator for this, the EV calculator for this, it's a loser, right? For every 100 that you wager, you'd expect to return $97. Well, that's not good. So this is a lesson in a couple of things. One, patience, right? I don't look at this and just say I have to put entries in today, or I have to put entries in on whatever the best ones are. If the best ones don't math, if the math doesn't math, don't put your entries in. Right? It's pretty straightforward. So, a couple ways we can combat this. We can wait. We can look through other sports. We can look through favorable lines. We can look through push lines. We can wait because it's early on a Saturday. There's a lot of sports action today. This is going to update every couple of minutes. More and more stuff is going to become available. Or we can build bigger entries, knowing we're not going to win them as often. But if we can find positive EV, it doesn't really matter. We're just taking our little edges time and time again. So let's try to get to 3-leg entries. Brandon Montour, over 2.5 shots on goal. That's -155 at PointsBet. I don't think this is going to get us there. No, it's actually worse. It's a 3-leg power play is worse than a 2-leg entry on PrizePicks. The reason for that is, in general, the 3-leg ones do not pay out good enough, right? Like, you should almost always be avoiding the 3-leg entries. They do not, the guaranteed payouts do not add up there. What about if we had a 4th leg? Morgan Frost, over 1.5 shots on goal. Okay. This is basically a break-even proposition. For every $100 that you wager, you get $100.28 back. So we're getting there. And then Sam Reinhart, if we add that in, over 2.5 shots on goal, what do we have? There we go. Now we've got our first positive EV. $112 expected value for every $100 that you wager. Now, you're only going to profit off this entry 27% of the time. But building the bigger entries today, at least early on a Saturday, seems to be the path to go down. NHL shots on goal. The best college basketball props that are out there right now, Dante Scott for Maryland, over 5.5 rebounds is -152 at FanDuel. There are Jeremy Roach assists over 2.5. He plays for Duke, -150 over at DraftKings. So there are a couple of decent ones, and those are just the exact lines. If we look at favorable lines, what do we see? Not a lot, right? This is pretty crazy. I think it's early on a Saturday. I think there's a lot of stuff that still has to come out, but there are a couple of favorable lines. The best one out there is Sir Jabari Rice from Texas. Over 3.5 rebounds. Well, the over on 4.5 rebounds on FanDuel is -154. So you're getting the extra rebound in your favor. So now what if we take Sir Jabari Rice as our best favorable line, 65.8% to hit that, and we take our best exact line, Yuso Valimaki, over 1.5 shots on goal. Does this give us a profitable two-leg entry? And the answer is, oh yeah, baby, it does. So for every $100 wagered, you'd expect to receive $113 in return, 13% positive EV. So there we go. We've got a two-leg entry there. And I bet you we can build a couple of positive EV. Yeah, we can. So if you go with Sir Jabari Rice, you can use him as a little bit of a cornerstone to build two-leg entries because you compare him with Matt Duchene. That's an 11% positive EV. How about our buddy Brandon Montour? Yep, that's 109 out of 100. How about our buddy Morgan Frost? Yep, 109 there. Sam Reinhart, absolutely 109 there. How about a college basketball two-legger? Yeah, or this is a three-legger. Let me get off of, who do I have clicked here? Let me get off of Reinhart. We'll do Dante Scott and we'll do Sir Jabari Rice. Yeah, 111. Yeah, so Sir Jabari Rice and his favorable line unlocks a lot of the two-leg entries. That is the way that it appears. There's also another one that would do the same, not quite as well, obviously 6% difference in probability, but Jalen Slauson, Furman, over 12.5 points on PrizePicks. It's over 13.5, minus 125 on DraftKings. That's 59% probability. So if you put Sir Jabari Rice and Jalen Slauson together, even in a three-leg entry with Dante Scott, three-leg entries don't pay well, and that still gives you a positive EV, $109 for every 100. So I started this show saying, okay, we're going to have to build bigger entries. That is true if you're going with the exact lines. The favorable lines, which is why this tool is so important, unlocks all the other ones, right? So we're big Sir Jabari Rice fans today. We're big Jalen Slauson fans today, and we're going to pair him with some NHL shots on goal. The other favorable lines, let's see what we got. Bam Adebayo, over 26.5 points and rebounds. Nikola Jokic, over 34.5 points and rebounds. Kevin McCullough Jr. plays for KU, which is either Kentucky or Kansas. I'm going to go with Kansas because I think Kentucky's UK. Points under 11. Under 10.5 on FanDuel is minus 113. And then Nikola Jokic, points and assists over 33. If you want to do the push line, so these would be my third option, right? These are entries, or these are lines in which you're getting you're on the right side of it, but you introduce the opportunity to push more frequently. So Denis Gorinov, Montreal Canadiens, his PrizePicks line for shots on goal is 2, but over 1.5 at FanDuel is massively juiced, minus 210. And there's a lot of these. So if you're going to build the bigger entry, so if you're going to go with the exact lines for the NHL shots on goal or the exact lines for your NBA or your college basketball props, and you have to build bigger prop entries, you should include one of these because yes, it will push more frequently, but if you go from a 5-leg entry and it pushes, it just makes it a 4-leg entry. So you have an opportunity there, and they're obviously heavily on the side that you want to be on. For my golf peeps, do we have golf lines? We do. They're not great. They're okay. Justin Thomas has a push line on 70 PrizePicks. It's minus 140 at 70.5 at PointsBet. And then Jordan Spieth over 70.5. That's an exact line, is minus 130 at Caesars. Those are the only two that are coming over at the moment. Let's talk just straight props right now. The value bets. And actually, let's start with the arbitrage bets because there's only 6 for today. And I want to show you a new feature that we just built into this. So arbitrage opportunities, bets that you cannot lose if you bet both sides of it at these numbers. Markelle Fultz, remember him? Rebounds and assists, 10.5 today. At BetMGM, it's minus 110 on the under. At PointsBet, it's plus 115 on the over. So the way that this works is if you wanted to guarantee yourself a profit, you could do this on the bet calculator. So we added this on the arbitrage bet calculator just to make it simple. You could put $46.51 on the over at PointsBet, and you could put $52.38 on the under at BetMGM, and you could put out $98.89 and guarantee yourself a payout of $100, which guarantees a 1.1% profit. But Rick, 1.1% profit's so low. Yeah, okay. I mean, I would take 1% for free all the time. The other way to read this, if you don't want to just if you want to just round the numbers off a little bit, would be if you wager 110 to win 100 at BetMGM and 100 to win 115 at PointsBet. If it goes over, you would win your 115, lose your 110, you'd be up $5. If it goes under, you would lose your 100 at PointsBet, get your 100 at BetMGM and break even. So that is the way that you could do it, or you could follow the PointsBet or the point calculator for the arbitrage opportunity. Mike Hoffman, half a point for Mike Hoffman. Under -155 at DraftKings, over +160 at Pinnacle. That'll work. Russell Westbrook, points, rebounds, and assists. Under is +108 at FanDuel, -105 on the over at BetMGM. And then a couple of MMA ones. We don't see this that often. MMA, 7.5 minutes of fight time for both Makwan Amirkhani. Oh, I bet you I nailed that. Amirkhani and Jack Shore. Amirkhani's under +157 at Pinnacle, -155 at Fliff. Jack Shore, +157 on the under at Pinnacle, -155 on Fliff on the over. And then Franz Wagner, 3-pointers, 1.5, -105 at PointsBet on the over, +106 on the under at Pinnacle. Well, there you go. There you go. We run through the board as quickly as possible using the data opportunities. RunGoodProps will continue to, it updates every couple minutes. So as new stuff comes out, as lines get updated, as more props are released, this is available to you. Very cool little, just simple, powerful little tool that we built and continue to expand on. So yeah, appreciate it. Everybody enjoy your bet. If you have been following my bracket, today's the day. There is a massive moment today. It is Tennessee and Duke. We need Tennessee. They're 3.5-point dogs. I don't love it. I don't feel great about it. But the path after whoever wins this game has a nice clean path to the Elite Eight. It's a massive moment for the bracket today. We need Tennessee. I'm wishing all of us the best of luck and that madness finds everyone but us. Talk to you guys soon.